thanks again for joining me here at Quikbiz Education. My name is Dwayne, and today we're going to be looking at the 4P's, but we want to focus mainly on the product aspect within the marketing mix. So remember, we have product, we have price, the place, and we have promotion. So for today, we want to look at the product aspect of the 4P's. All right. So when we're looking at the product within the marketing mix, so remember the product, this is what it's the tangible thing, or it could be goods, it could be services. It's what the customers will actually be using. Okay. So we want to look first at the product life cycle. That is critical, and it's important for us to understand how the cycle works. And I mean, the cycle is similar to like life cycle, where you're born, then you grow, you mature, you decline, then that's it. So it's the concept is not something that is far-fetched. It's something that is right at our doorsteps, where we can understand the product life cycle. So let's look at this quickly. So here I have this little chart here for the product life cycle, and I have sales revenue and I have time. Okay, so the first thing when you are about to launch a product, or a product, then you're gonna have what is called the R&D. That's research and development. You need to have research done to know what is your target market, whether or not people will buy your product, and then you are gonna fix your product according to what you would have garnered from the market. So you have to remember segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So STP, and I have a video on that. You can look at that video. So we have to look at the segmentation, we have to look at the targeting, and we have to look at the position. All of that will come into the research and development. Then after we have done that, we know what our segment is, we know who we're going to target, and now we want to position this in the market. We're going to have what is called the introduction. Now, this is about getting the product in the market. We want to introduce this product to the potential customer, to the segment that we have. And then after the introduction, you're going to have the growth. So you can see that we're going up. Remember, introduction, it can take a little time. It can take sometime over a year. The thing with a lot of entrepreneurs and people starting businesses, that they get very frustrated during the introductory stage, which can take a very long time, but you have to be consistent. Okay, so after introduction, we have the growth, and after growth, you're going to have maturity. After maturity, then you're going to have the decline. It's just like you have a toddler, adolescent, young adult, mature individual, senior. Is just like that in life, right? We have R&D, we research to know what is happening. We then introduce the product to the market, in the marketplace. Then you're going to have the growth, where it's gonna, people might catch on to it and want to buy the product. And then you're going to have the maturity, where the product is well known in the market, and then you'll have the decline. So right here I have ways that we can use when adjusting the marketing mix to fit into this product life cycle. And while we're going to look at the extension strategies when we're at the maturity and decline stages, but let's look at introduction, what we can do in terms of adjustments to the marketing mix for at the different levels. All right, now at the introduction level, all right, what we want to have here, you want to have heavy promotion. You want to have informative advertisements. You want to let people know that this is coming out. Like I'm promoting Ingrain. We want to get it on all of the different platforms. We want people to bind to it. We want to know that this product will work for you. We want to communicate that we're trying to solve a problem that the customers might be experiencing. So at this stage, you want to adjust in terms of your promotion. You want to go really all out in terms of promoting the product at the introductory stage. At the growth level now, because here at the introduction level, you might have few distribution channels because you're just getting started. You're just getting this thing in the market. But then when you get to the growth stage, you want to widen the distribution channels because now it's growing and you want people to be able to get it at the retail stores. You want people to be able to download, wherever your channels are going to be, you want to widen your distribution channel. Also, in terms of price, you might want to think of probably adjusting your price a little at this stage when the growth, because it's demand and supply. If people are buying your product, you can go up a little with your price. That is just something that you can look at. You might also want to adjust your promotional mix. It might be necessary at the growth stage because you want to keep the interest of people. You want to keep the buyers buying. You want to keep your customers satisfied. And then at the maturity level now, in some books or most books, you might find a maturity and saturation as one level. But I'm not going to be dealing with saturation here. I'm just going to incorporate it in terms of maturity. So at the maturity stage, this is where now it's like your product is in the market and it might not be growing as before at the growth stage, and hence you will need to find ways of adjusting at the maturity level in order to get people to buy your products. Your product is well known. It could be that there are new competitors coming into the marketplace, and hence you might want to lower the prices because you're well known in the market already. You have to know what to do at the maturity and the saturation level, right? You might need to look at your promotion. You might need to do something differently from what the new entrants into the market are doing, because your customers would definitely know your products and you will probably have good reviews. So therefore, you might not want to be telling people about okay, buy this product because it can do this, because they would already have that information. You might want to differentiate how you promote. You could take it from a different level in terms of looking at the benefits rather than the features of your product. Okay, and then at the maturity level 2, you can also think about the extension strategies, which we're going to look at. Okay, but then you're going to have the decline level. Okay, at this stage here, what you'll find is that your sales would be going down. It's like people might not be buying your product as before. There could be substitute goods, and hence you have to find something in the marketing mix to still be able to cover your cost. And here you might want to think about the price, reducing your price, lowering your price at the lowest possible rate in order to get people to buy. You might want to think about repackaging too. Give it a new face, same content, but as you know, the packaging is important, so you might want to do something a little differently to captivate those new customers. You may also, at this stage when it's declining, you may not want to have too many distribution channels. You might want to close some and to have that concentrated distribution channel at the decline level. Now, when we look at the extension strategies, what we're looking at here is that how these strategies will actually work, not at research and development. No, you don't use it there. You don't use it at introduction stage. You don't use it at the growth stage. But the extension strategies you're going to use it at the maturity, saturation stage, and also the decline stage, all right? So you have to remember that for your exam. Extension strategies are only used for the maturity and the declining stages. That's when things are not really going as before. You know, your sales might be, there might be a reduction in your sales, and hence you would need now to find some strategies that you can incorporate to still get some amount of sales for your product. So one of the things that you can do here at the maturity and decline stage is to modify your existing product. You could probably put something new to it. You could add a new thing to your product where, you know, people will want to buy. So they might purchase, say, a razor, for example, that you used to shave, and you might get a shaving cream with it or something like that. Okay, you might also want to think about reducing your price at this stage, because whatever you're doing, you're actually trying to get people to buy the product, right? Also, you might want to try to find new market, which might be difficult. You know, you can look at the Ansoff matrix. It might be difficult to find a new market when it's already known in one market. But that is also, you know, another way. Also, a line extension to complement the existing products. As I mentioned before, you have one thing, you do something else. So let's say if you're advertising a book, for example, then what you could do is to have a study guide with the book. So, you know, you help those who will be actually using your book. You're basically giving them something added with the book, which probably your other competitors would just be giving them book. Okay, you could probably make questions and answers for that book. So, you know, these are really just some extension strategies that, you know, a company can actually use when they are looking at their product at the maturity and the decline stages. Okay, so this is basically the product life cycle. Next time we're going to be looking at the BCG matrix. Okay, and remember again, guys, if you are interested in these hoodie shirts, t-shirts, polo shirts, right, this is the new brand, Ingrain. All right, so we're promoting this. All right, all the best, guys. Thanks for joining me. Join me next time. Ciao.